What's up, Dragon Nation? I'm Rich with Dragon Nation Gaming. Welcome back to Space Engineers. Last episode we were working on the production area that is right behind me. Now what we need to talk about is how we're going to get resources from vehicles into that facility. Let's go ahead and get this started. Alright, before we get started, real quick, there's just something I want to go over. So we have the solar panels here, which we set up with all the pistons, but we did see that in the video, this thing was a little bit jumpy, especially when you were trying to get the pistons to extend when it was fully retracted like it is right over there. I'm currently trying to find a solution for that. I'm trying a few different types of methods to figure that out. And then hopefully here pretty soon I'll be able to figure that out and we can have 100% solar alignment. I don't know how well that's going to work out, but we're going to have to see. But right now, it looks like we're getting all the power that we need. Are they at 4? Yeah, they're at 100%. Cool. So all I'm trying to do is I'm trying to figure out what speeds mostly that the pistons need to move in order to stay pointed at the sun. And it just takes a really long time. I could try to do the math. I'm pretty sure there is a formula you could use, but I am not a math guy. I used to like math back in the day in school, but actually putting it into practice, I'm just like, fuck that shit. But I'm still trying to figure out that one out, but I'll get it. At some point, I will get it. Now that we got talked about that, we can go ahead and get in here and do what we're planning on doing today. So here's the idea that I have in mind. When a vehicle pulls in, it will come to this area and then it has its own bay. So what we need to do is we need to figure out how to dock those vehicles up in their bay. Now I'm pretty sure that every vehicle, let me show you real quick. So the connectors on this vehicle are right there, and I'm pretty sure that, well, the majority of the vehicles that I'm going to be building will have pretty much the same size, so the connectors will pretty much be in the same spot. Not sure yet, we're going to have to find out. But yeah, I need to figure out how to get those connected, but I don't want to just, bring conveyors underneath the ground and then just put connectors that go up high enough for that. What I want to do is I want to be able to fold it away to kind of like hide the connectors whenever there's not a vehicle here. So that way it doesn't look so cluttered. I'm going to have to figure that one out. And then another thing I need to figure out is how to get the vehicles in their bay. So right now we got the Dragon Wagon, which I actually just reversed in. But it can be a little bit annoying, and I did kind of crash into stuff a little bit. As you can see, I had to switch some stuff out. There was some damage. So what I would like to do is kind of a turntable right in the middle of this pathway for every single bay. Now, I won't be able to do like a separate one for this bay and then a separate one for that bay. I wish I had enough room for that. That'd be awesome. But I don't think I'm going to have that much room. Actually, let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, I'm definitely not going to have enough room. Because I need something that is at least 6 long, and I need to be able to keep them separate. If I did one over here and I did one over there, it would only be 5 blocks wide. Would not be wide enough for this vehicle. So, we're going to have to figure that one out. The hard part is, the reason it would be nice if I could put it like one over here and then another one for that bay is now I need to figure out a contraption that will turn vehicles into the bay that they need to go into. So what I'm talking about is each bay is going to have its own rotor. So when a vehicle comes to here, stops, needs to go in that bay, I need a rotor to turn it that way. And if it needs to go in that bay, I need a rotor that will turn it that way. And if we're just going right back out, like we're loading up or unloading something, and we need to go straight back out, I need this thing to be able to turn 180 degrees that way. 180? Yeah, 180. So yeah, that one might be difficult to figure out. I don't know exactly how I'm going to do it quite yet. But I guess the first thing, I got an idea for the connectors. I already decided what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down from the ceiling of this area. Which is going to suck because, yeah, I don't have a whole lot of room up here, and this is all half blocks. It'll be alright. I might have to get rid of the bays on the top. I don't really need them. But that will give us some room for extra stuff, other stuff. I was going to make that atmospheric vehicles, but I don't think it's going to work out. I might make a different facility for air vehicles. Not sure. But what I want to do is... well, it all depends on how far we can go down. I think what I'm just going to do is I'm going to do a hinge. I'm going to switch it out for the head on the hinge for a small grid head. And then just do 2 connectors that fold down to be level with those connectors. Now, it doesn't have to be perfect, but we'll get it as close as we can. Then we have a sensor that we are going to need in order to activate it. That one's going to be simple. That's easy as hell. We already did it on the dock for this apartment. We did it right here. So I could do something like this, but instead of using a piston, we could use a hinge. So let me go ahead and rearrange some resources and everything else, and then we'll get into it. Alright, let me go ahead and just pull this guy out. Actually, I might have... nah, if I go any lower... oh, maybe. Nah, I think if I go any lower, even a half block, it will be too much. Well, you know what? Let me try it. Let me try it. Hold on. Gotta test this out just to see if this is gonna work. So if I put a regular armor block right here, there is enough room for this thing to drive underneath. The only thing that I'm worried about is, will it be enough room for this thing to drive out? I don't think so. Alright, I can't get into third person. Alright, come on. Give me third. You're not gonna give me third? Fine. Let's pull up a little bit. Yeah, I'm hitting. I can see the sparks flying. So yeah, that right there is not gonna work. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. There we go. So yeah, if I go too lower, I won't be able to get out because of that ramp right there. Just don't have enough room. Well, now that I tested that out, let's go ahead and get this thing out. I need to make a little bit of room. So yeah, you can see down on the toolbar that I lost the number 4 and the number 5. Yeah, I did. I crashed just a little bit. It wasn't too bad. Alright, let's go ahead and stop right there. You got enough room? Yeah, I got enough room. Alright, so all I'm going to do for this is I think I'll bring it back to that slope right there. So let's go ahead and get rid of the half block. Yeah, we'll have it right there, I think. We'll have to see. I might have to move it later on, but we'll see. I also need to make room for the connectors to be able to fold up. There we go. Alright, so what we're going to start with is a conveyor junction. I just got to decide... no, I need it higher because we need this to try to be level with the ceiling as much as possible. Alright, next thing I'm going to need is I'm going to need a hinge. Right like that. And then I think, let me see. Yeah, I think we need to come down a full small grid block, but first I need to go ahead and get rid of the head so I can switch that out for a small grid head. Alright, let me try to find... Do I not have access? No, I guess the production facility is the closest access that I have. Alright, let's go ahead and find that hinge. It should be the only one that isn't completed. Yep, right down there. Add small head. While we're at it, let's go ahead and name it so we don't lose it later on. I'll call that one... Well, let's just call it Bay 1. We'll go ahead and make that Bay number 1. There we go. And then, of course, I'll put some numbers and stuff on it so we can designate each bay. Alright, now that we got a small grid head, I think what I need to do is I need to come down 3 blocks. So we'll just go ahead and use a small grid, large conveyor. Like that. Now what I need to do is I need to be able to connect up the connectors. Right here, we have a space of 3 blocks, which is enough to fit a small grid, large conveyor junction. I just need to make sure that the access points are large access points where everything connects, because there might be a time when I need to pass components through stuff, and components will not pass through small access points. So I think what I'm going to have to do, because I need large access going up towards the hinge, and then I also need large access on the sides. So let me try... Yeah, I think like that will work. Like that. Alright, now on the other side, this is the gap in between the 2 connectors. Now on the connectors, I need the large access point. If I go up to a connector real quick, you'll notice that on the sides is the small access. The large access is on the back. So I need to make sure I have a large access there and one that goes to the connectors. So I need... Put you on top. That should give me the large access that I need. And now, let's actually turn you the same way. Symmetry, you know how it is. It's with OCD. Alright, next we're gonna need connectors. Then I need to get all this welded up, and I probably need to pull this vehicle forward into the next bay so we can get the king crab up here. Since it has a... Oh. It just wants to swing. Well, stuff like that gives me an idea. But yeah, I think just like that. Next, what I'm going to need is I'm going to need a sensor, which I think I'm just going to put right here. So let's go sensor, and that one's going to be simple. I'll just set it to detect a small grid. All right, you're upside down. There you go. So yeah, I also need to get those connectors named at some point as well. Then I need to figure out where all the conveyors are going to go to connect this to the facility over there. I need to set up sorters. I need to set up conveyors. It's going to be a little bit of work. But let me go ahead and get all that welded up real quick with the king crab, and then I'll be right back. It's actually kind of cool how the king crab just barely fits in here. Look at this. Watch, let me show you. So if we get out, you'll notice I have very little space on the sides. So it was perfect. I needed to, at some point I was thinking about putting them up here, but I don't think that's actually going to work out. I might have to change things up a little bit. But yeah, that was actually pretty good, not half bad. Alright, let's back this thing out just a little bit, and then we need to go ahead and get that hinge set up. So let's go ahead and put you right here. Oh, get out of my way. Move. I'm coming this way. Ah, damn it. I have that conveyor junction turned the wrong way. Well, shit. Yeah, I'll change it at some other point. That'll mess with my OCD a little bit. What was I missing? Oh, radio comms and detector. How many apiece? I think it's only a couple. Yeah, let's say I'll go ahead and grab 10 apiece. So radio and detector. Oh, no. Oh, yeah. I have some in here, I think. Alright, so detector. We'll get 10. And... do I not have... oh, there it is. Yeah, I'm starting to run out of resources. Everything's on the king crab. I need to go ahead and get stuff crafted up. But yeah, let's go ahead and finish that sensor real quick so we can get this done. We got other shit to do. Alright, so, okay. Let's find Bay 1 hinge. Oh, hey, it's right at the top. Alright, so right now it's at -13. That's because the weight of the connectors actually made it turn. Which is good because that tells me which way I actually need to turn. I needed to turn the other way, the opposite way. Maybe? Hold on. What if I made it turn back the other way? Nah, I don't think that would work. I'd have a hard time making it look good. Let's just go forward for right now into that little area. So let's go ahead and set this up real quick. So, okay, we need the hinge. And then in the next bay, I'll test it out to see what it looks like when it goes the other way. But since we're at -13, that means I need to turn it towards the positive. So lower limit's going to be 0. And upper limit is going to be 90. Let's see. I need braking torque. Not that high. There we go. Velocity, I think we can make this thing go a little bit faster. Let's try 3 and see how fast that is. Actually, that's not that fast. Oh, it's stuck. Hold on. No, it went all the way up. Oh, and that sucks too. There's just barely no room right there. So if I put a block right there, you'll notice that there really isn't any room they'd actually be touching. That means I wouldn't be able to tilt the damn thing down. And on top, it's just a little too high. Oh, man. That sucks. I'm gonna have to figure out how to hide all that. Alright, but now that we got that, what I need to do is I need to go ahead and set up the sensor. So this is going to be the sensor for Bay 1. And then we'll go ahead. You know what? I could just do... let's do left extent all the way down, right extent, bottom extent, top extent, back extent, and front extent. We'll go ahead and do 10. Let's go ahead and see what that looks like real quick. So, info, show sensor field range, control panel, and I need show on HUD. Where are you? There you are. That should be okay. Alright, now we need to go ahead and set this up for detection. For right now, I'll go ahead and leave it to detect players so we can test it out. But I need it to detect small ships. Now, I don't want anybody else but me to access this. This area is for me and me alone. So no friendlies, no neutrals, and no enemies. So now when I go through it, oh, we need to set up the action. Now when I go through it, it should... where the hell's that hinge? It should activate, hopefully. Bay 1, and all we're going to do is have it reverse, just like that. Alright, let's see what happens. All I need to do is go through it. And the connectors come down. So once we dock up, it will no longer detect the vehicle. And it will be considered a subgrid, so it won't detect it anymore. So when we are ready to leave and we undock, it'll read it again. Did I not fly through it? Might not. There it goes. I guess I just went right underneath it. So yeah, just like that. Alright, now it's time to test this thing out. Back up the Dragon Wagon and see if this is actually going to work. Alright, so let's go ahead and turn off the brakes. Back up camera. Try to straighten her out as much as I can. And there it goes. All right, let's, oh, slow her down. Yeah, that ramp makes it speed up just a little bit. All right, come on. Keep coming. All right, I think we are, yep, we're connected. I think. Let's go ahead and see. Oh, and it's barely just not aligned, but that's okay. That'll work just fine. I just need to make sure I turn down the magnetism on those. But yeah, right now the sensor, I need to turn it off so it doesn't detect me in case I move around and accidentally do stuff. Alright, so right now the detector is not detecting anything because the Dragon Wagon is considered a subgrid of the base. But then when we... oh, this is going to be an issue. I do need it to go the other way. See, if I undock the vehicle right now, that hinge is going to go up, which means it's going to push on the vehicle. That is not a good thing. So maybe I do need it to go back the other way. Well, let's see what happens. Screw it. That's what we're all about. So let's go ahead, undock. Yeah, and it just pushes it right out. Alright, let's go ahead and stop. Locker. There we go. Yeah, it just pushes on the vehicle. So I think... oh, hey, that connector is damaged. I think I need it to rotate the other direction. But then I need to figure out how to hide all that. Just more stuff I gotta figure out. But now that we got that, what we need to do is we need to figure out... let's go ahead and back this up. We need to figure out a turntable. We should have, hopefully, a little bit of time to go ahead and do that. Alright, park. So the turntable is going to be pretty simple. I need to go ahead and make a hole, though. So let me grab my grinder. Let's find the center. Okay, that's not the center. How about you? Yep, you're the center. So what I want to do is I want to bring this out to about the same width as each bay. So to right there and right there. How many blocks is that? 1, 2, 3, 4. That's only 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it wouldn't be enough. I don't want the turntable coming all the way over to here. That would cause mega issues because this vehicle, it's going to overhang a little bit because I think that thing is actually 6. Yeah, I think it's 6 large blocks wide or long. Then we need to also, I need to do this in a square because I need to be able to turn the turntable that way, this way, or that way. So it's going to have to be a square. Oh, come on. And luckily I also did dig it deep enough to go ahead and get this done. Alright, so where's the... alright, this block right here is the center. So 1, 3, 5, 1, 3, 5. There we go. Oops, I'm full. So pretty much what I got to do is I need to set up 3 rotors on a piston because we do need to lift things up a little bit. Now I did test this out before and the armor blocks are a little bit wonky a little. Alright, that doesn't look like it's centered, does it? Maybe it is. So in the interest of time, because we don't have a whole lot of time left, let me go ahead and figure this out. Figure out how I'm going to build this thing, which is going to consist of me putting down blocks so that way we could hide some of the mechanics of this thing. Then I need to go ahead and get some... you know what? Let's do it with grading. I think grading might work okay. I might also close this off. I'm not sure yet. Yeah, I think I'm going to use catwalks for the elevator. And then all I need is, I need enough room for the rotors and the pistons. I need to make sure that they are not colliding with anything. So yeah, let me go ahead and get this done. This is the idea that I have, and we'll see if it will work out. Alright, so just grab some steel plates because I got an idea. So I decided to use the old catwalks. I don't know how well this is going to work out, so we'll have to see. First thing I need to do is I need to go ahead and reverse that piston. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put down some steel blocks so that way we can figure out the distance that this thing needs to travel. So as you can see, the catwalks right... Oh no, that wouldn't work. So yeah, the thing is I wouldn't be able to bring the catwalks down inside because the collisions on those have not yet been fixed. How high are you going to go? I think it should stop here in a second. Yep, there it goes. Alright, so the collisions on the catwalks have not been changed yet, so I can't bring them down inside of here. But I want to try to get them as low as possible. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring some blocks in here, and that will act as a stopper. And that will give us the exact height that that piston needs to be at in order to stop those things. So we can still be low enough to get a vehicle on it, but high enough to where we don't have any collision with the blocks below it. Alright, let me go in and weld those up. So when I do turn this thing, I will have to raise it just a tiny bit. But this should work, hopefully. Alright, now that we got all that, let's go ahead and bring the piston down. And then we can go ahead and get our minimum distance and see if this is going to work. So reverse. Now I don't have the piston turned up. I don't have the torque on it very high. I didn't turn it up at all. So this should not pull. Well, on the pull on the rotor heads, hopefully. Should just stop just like that. Alright, let's go up here and check out what it's going to look like. Yeah, I think that should work. Alright, so that right there will be the minimum distance. So minimum distance is 1 meter. Exactly? Really? Alright, we'll just go ahead and say 1 meter. I didn't think I thought it'd be like 1.5 or something. Alright, so the max distance, we'll go ahead and do 1.1. I just needed to move just a little. Alright, so let's go ahead and reverse it and see if we do have a gap. No, it did not move at all. Okay, so it's not exactly 1. It's probably 1.1. So minimum distance will be 1.1. Max distance, let's try 1.2. There it goes. It moved now. I heard it. Alright, so now we should not be touching the blocks. There's like a really small gap, but because of the angle that we have, we can't really see it. So now I can go ahead and turn it. Alright, let's find a rotor real quick. Oh shit, which one is it? I have no idea which one it is. Yeah, one of these rotors does not belong to this setup. It's not going to be the white one because of the piston head. So it's these three right here. So let's go ahead and I want to set this one up to go 90 degrees. So we'll set up the torque. Velocity will set to 1 after we get this set up. So right now it's at 360, which is the same as 0. And the upper limit, I want it to turn 90 degrees. So now we can go ahead and put up the velocity. And it should be able to turn. So yeah, that would actually be the rotor that I need to put the vehicle into that bay. So it turned this way, which brought the ass end that way. Which means I'd be able to back in there. So that would be one rotor. The other rotor I would set it up so it could turn the other way. But let me do this real quick. So what I think I need to do is I need to set this up so that whenever we get a vehicle into the bay, it will default back to its original position. So this right here, right there, that is the original position. Well, down. I'm going to move the piston down just a little bit so that way we don't have too much of a bump. Because, yeah, there is just a little bit of a bump. So, this position will be stage 1. Now, that one rotor, I'll be able to fit, back a vehicle into that bay. The other rotor I'll set up for 90 degrees going the other direction, which will go for that bay. And then the third rotor I'll set up for going 180 degrees so it could go out that way. And then every time it turns, I'll make sure it comes back to stage 1. Yeah, I'll just have to set up buttons and stuff like that. I think I'll put a button panel right here for that. So I don't think it will need timers. No, it'll just, I just need the button to turn the rotor it needs to go in that direction. That's it. So I just need to make sure that I have the rotors named. So it's not as difficult as I thought it was going to be. It's actually pretty simple. But yeah, let's go ahead and double check the look. Oh shit, almost fell down the hole. Let's go ahead and lower that piston so that way, oh no, I will need a timer. Because I need to raise and lower the piston. I mean, there's not, I don't have to move it. That's what kind of upsets me a little bit. You know what? Let's try this. How much of an issue is this going to cause just by moving that one rotor? Let me do it this way. Let's get up here and we'll see if we can find, see some sparks flying. So, rotor. Should have been this one. Is it? Yes, it is. All right, reverse. Okay, I can't hit reverse. There we go. Well, I do see some sparks, but I'm not seeing jolting. I'm not hearing a whole lot of noise. But I think if we have a little bit of weight on it, that might create some issues. So, yeah, I'm going to have to lift it up. Right now it has absolutely no weight on it, so I wouldn't expect it to have any trouble. But when we do have weight, it might cause a little bit. So yeah, that's what I'll have to do. I'll have to set up some timers so that way I can lift. When I hit the button, it will lift that piston, it will turn that rotor, and then when the rotor is done, it will drop that, drop the piston. And that should work. Now I just need to do that in 2 other bays. Yeah, a little bit of work. So hopefully what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get everything caught up to where everything in like the second apartment, get all the bays and everything caught up. I also need to go ahead and dress up the production facility because it still looks kind of drab. I got a lot of work ahead of me. So I'm going to probably be up all night working on this. Trying to get that one over there caught up to this one. And seeing if I can't get that apartment done and get everything else done. Next episode, what I think we'll talk about is weapons. That'll probably be the next step. We need to get some weapons set up while I figure out some other things. Now, you guys might have saw on the other build over there that I had some stuff kind of set up already. But yeah, we'll get that in next episode. Until then, make sure to like and subscribe, all that good stuff. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.